This is the Lochby Field Journal. I'm going to tell you all about it, and then I'm going to give it away. First up, of course, we're going to do an unboxing, or a de-enveloping, as we'll call it. So let's take a look at the Field Journal. We want a drum roll, please. I might be able to find a better drum roll than that. There is a Lochby Field Journal in brown. So we're going to take the plastic off. There's a bit of plastic ASMR for you there. And there we go. There's the Lochby Field Journal notebook cover. There we go. We just undo that there. This is a little more tricky than I was anticipating. Oh, no, there's a little... Oh, there we go. It's I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. If there's a tricky way to do something easy, I will find it. So there we go. It's a nice brown with a sort of... Is that orange? Let's say orange. It's an orange interior. There's some of those things that I never used. We've got some elastics there to hold in the notebook in place. Various pockets. Some Velcro, bit of silica gel to keep it nice and dry. Little pockets there to put various things in. Sorry guys, let me dislodge you there. Keep an eye on what's going on when you're watching closely. So here they've included a dot grid Lochby little notebook, which is 5 by 8 inches by 8 by 3, 72 pages, and has a stitched binding. So let's take a look at that. There we go. So I'll take it out. It looks very similar to the Rotifaden ones, but smaller. But what I'll do is I'll come back to it. Actually, the paper feels quite waxy, let's say. Nice dot grid paper. I will just do a quick pen test on there. Let me get a Uniball there. Here we go. So we'll do a quick pen test, and the way I sort of gauge this is the level to which the ink from this pen comes through. I don't like the ink to come through, and it does in the Leuchtturms and stuff like that. It always comes through, but this does feel a little more waxy, and the fact that it's more waxy will probably mean that the ink will take longer to dry, which could lead to smudging, and that kind of bugs me as well. But I can't write with a ballpoint pen because my handwriting is useless. So let's just try Uniball Air pen test. Okay, so let's see. What do we think? Do we think that's going to come through the other side? Oh, no, it hasn't really, has it? That's good. I like that. Dries pretty quick as well. That is pretty impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That does a lot for me, that does. But I will say, I'm not sure how much these are. I'll have a look and let you know. It isn't a very big notebook. It's just really quite slim, so I suspect that is going to be quite expensive for what it is. And as you can see from the website here, they've got lots of different types of notebooks in various sizes to fit the different Lochby products. There's ruled, plain, dotted, grid, planners, all kinds of things, and all in the good quality Tomoe River paper. So I think you're going to get a perfect pairing for your Lochby product, be that a field journal or one of the other offerings that they've got. So that's a 4-pack customizable A5 field journal notebooks for £27. It does seem quite a lot, but the quality may make up for the cost. And if you're someone who's into fountain pens and that kind of thing, calligraphy, then this might just be the notebook for you. I think one of the mistakes I made with my Rotifaden, bear with me, I'll get it. See, I do like this a lot. This is my Rotifaden Taschenbegleiter. And this is the Leuchtturm notebook with the cover taken off, which irritated the hell out of a lot of people. I think it's better slimmer and lighter. I think I've tried putting 2 notebooks in there, but it's just too thick. I think a nice slim notebook like this will work very well in this. I mean, it's a field journal, so I would presume it's meant to be carried around and portable and lightweight and flexible. So I guess what you would do, let's find the middle. You slide it into one of these, get rid of those things, never use those. Slide it into the elastics like this. And there we go. Isn't that a lovely fit? I will say it's a lot more rigid than I was expecting. I thought this was going to be soft, but I thought this was going to be a soft case, more flexible. I quite like that handle thing. So the only way to close it is that. But that's quite nice. You can tighten it with the thing. I was overcomplicating it as usual. So you can tighten it by pulling that. You unclip it like that. Open it like that. I think this would fit nicely into a bag without taking up too much space. That's an interesting little thing. You can sort of, like a little handbag type thing there. I mean, it is nice. I was expecting it to be flexible. So let's not dwell on the lack of flexibility as though that's a negative, because it might not be. It might actually protect the notebook. But it is a nice size. It's a nice size. I like the colour. It's nice and sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I've got rural and rugged in my head, but I don't think either of those are the right words. I mean, it is what it is. I quite like this 2, 4, 6 hexagon, tessellated hexagon pattern in there. Adds a little bit of interest. I guess this is where you could put various bits and pieces if you're out and about in the field with your journal, your field journal. Anything you might find, you could put in there. I like it. I like it so far. I like this. I like the simplicity. I guess the fact that it's not quite that flexible means there is a base to write on if you're in the field with your journal and need some kind of support. You know, sort of rest. If a notebook, or say you're out with the Roterfaden, that really is flexible. So that might not give you enough support to write. Let's just do a comparison there. They're very similar size, but very different. This, as I've said before in previous videos, is expensive. This is a lot more affordable. And I would say this would make a really nice gift for someone. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to try a few of my notebooks inside the Lochby Notebook Field Journal cover. It's the Lochby Field Journal notebook cover. I got all the right words, not necessarily in the right order. So here goes. Let's take a look. I think we've looked at this one already, but this is one of the Lochby notebooks that will, they actually manufacture. Designed in USA, assembled in Taiwan. I can only presume that's for reasons of cost. And as I said, that's the paper is pretty waxy. It's a lot more waxy than the Roterfaden paper, which is a little bit drier. But that obviously fits just nicely in this notebook. I think I'm not going to, you put them through these, I'm not going to bother doing that. It'll take too long. That's looked pretty slim to me. Looks a bit slim, and you might want something a bit more substantial looking. So you've got your little clip there. Obviously that's adjustable to fit a variety of sizes of notebooks. A pen loop there, which I hadn't noticed before, and that's handy. So let's actually just try that. I mean, you would take this tag off, of course. So this is a Uniball Air pen. Slides in just nicely. If you're a user of pencils, let me just get a couple of pencils. Okay. So here's a couple of my pencils. These are the Mitsubishi 9850HB. I really like these pencils. So what I do with my Roterfaden is I tend to put 2 in a pen loop, because the pen loop's too big for pencils, because obviously it's made for pens. So I slide 2 in. Yeah, and that's just nice, isn't it? Good. Okay, so that's the pen loop. That's the Lochby official notebook. So we'll try now one of the Roterfaden, just for a comparison. So as you can see, that the Roterfaden one, as it turns out, is very slightly smaller than the Lochby, which surprises me. Again, I think the Roterfaden, yeah, they're nice enough. They're not very big. I think this is probably an area where these companies make a bit of money on selling the inserts, the notebook inserts. Now obviously this is going to fit just nice, I imagine. So it's slightly smaller. Again, it's pretty slim. But yeah, it fits just nicely. So that's the Lochby and the Roterfaden. Here, I've got something slightly more substantial. Now this is a soft cover Moleskine dotted. Oh, the cover's come off. I may have experimented before, ladies and gentlemen, in removing the cover from a Moleskine. This will horrify some people. You may have seen the video in which I remove the cover from a Leuchtturm, and this is like, people either think this is great or horrific. You pay your money and you take your choice. Let's just slide that in there. You might want a Moleskine, and I am going through the 2 elastics there, which 2 elastics mean you could have 2 different notebooks. You could have you could have a lined one and a plain one or whatever if you want to make notes and do sketching, something like that. I don't know. Versatility. Put those things down, the things I never use. So I think that's actually suffering a bit from the fact that I've put it through the 2 elastics. So let's just try one. Being a bit, hang on, what have I done? I've gotten a bit of a pickle. There we go. Oh, Lucinda's taken a tumble. It must be the excitement. Come on, Lucinda. Buck up a bit. You can do it. There we go. Let's see if we can wake her up. Oh, hang on. There she goes. Okay. Someone suggested that I call her Flash, but I did rather like Lucinda, Lady of the Letters. So anyway, here we go. That's the Moleskine inside. Fits quite nicely. It's gonna pop open, but I guess that's what the clasp is for. Right, you can adjust it there like that. That's quite a nice fit, actually. It's not too slim in that it looks, a bit weedy, and that it's not really appropriate. They weren't enough, I didn't think. And that's a nice, you've got plenty of room inside there. So you can see what you've got in your pockets, your various pockets. Bit of Velcro on that one. Let's have a listen. Nice. Okay, so that's the Moleskine. That's a good fit. Oh, Lucinda, oh dear. I've tried to support her with it's important to support your staff. Give me a flash if you agree, Lucinda. So that's the Moleskine. Quite a nice match for the Lochby Field Journal notebook cover. Oh, there's a pocket on the back. I hadn't noticed that either in my enthusiasm yesterday. Oh dear. Come on, Norbert. Just give it a bit more of a hug there. There we go. Hopefully that will do the trick. So this one is a Midori that I use for morning pages. Someone commented on the channel that the Midori are now half the price of the Leuchtturm, which would actually make them quite a nice proposition. But something has happened in that I've started using the Leuchtturm notebook that I had. Hang on, it's here. So I started using this Leuchtturm notebook, which appeared in another video recently, for my morning pages. I really like the plain paper. I really like the plain paper and the quality of this paper, which I think is different to the paper that is dotted or lined, because they obviously have to treat it to dot it and line it. That's really nice. I have a little bit of a concern about the cost of these books, because you're going to get through them. But what I'm going to try and do is, one of the issues I have, I appreciate I'm digressing here, bear with me. One of the issues I have is that I've got stuff in books all over the place. So what I might try and do, I've got my Rotofaden, which has got my sort of daily planner in it, if you like, which is a Leuchtturm with the cover taken off, a dotted one. I do my morning pages in this, or a book like this, and my evening check-in. And then I've got another notebook at the moment. At the moment, it's a red Moleskine, which has got YouTube, notes in it and stuff like that, like things I just need to remember and learn. So that's 3 separate books, and then it gets a bit confusing, and then I'm carrying around like 3 separate books. I might try and consolidate everything into one book like this. So I might take the cover off. And then if there's stuff I need to remember, I'll just copy it across. I do my morning pages in it. I do my evening check-in. I do my weekly planning. I can lay out a book like this, and I might show you how to do that. So don't forget to subscribe and like and follow if you want to see that. Back to business. So as I said, this is the Midori. We're going to see how this fits now. Use this for morning pages. Let's just find a page there. 10th of the 3rd, 2021. So a few years ago. What have I said here? Hang on. No holds barred. Bring it on. Get these things out of the way. The things I never use. We'll slide it through there. I do like the Midori books. There were just not many pages in them. So what I'm seeing here is like the books kind of spring open a little bit. Does that matter? I would like it to stay shut without the clasp. Let's try this one. Just the other side, just in case that makes a bit of a difference. So a little bit. I think, yeah, it's okay. That's a nice fit. I'm not sure. We're getting on to these slightly thicker ones now. So what I've got here is a Leuchtturm with no cover and a Leuchtturm with a cover, and we'll see how they get on because they're going to be quite a lot thicker than these fairly slim notebooks that we've got here. We'll try first the Leuchtturm without the cover, the naked Leuchtturm, which actually sounds like some kind of television program. You know, like Jamie Oliver did The Naked Chef. This could be the Naked Journal. So obviously this is the Leuchtturm, going to be slightly thicker than the previous books we've tried. Things I never used. Clasp on. Without the clasp, you know, it kind of pops open. I'm wishing it was a bit thicker. I do like this handle thing, this little emergency grab handle. So you can obviously adjust the strap to fit whatever thickness of notebook you want to pop in there. There. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That would represent a good compromise of the amount of pages you're going to get in a book without having to replace it every 5 minutes. You know, I took the cover off this Leuchtturm and people were saying to me, you know, they do slim ones, right? You don't have to take the cover off it. Slim soft ones. The slim ones are only like 128 pages, I think, which is why I took the cover off the hardcover one, because it's like 250 pages. So there we go. I think that's a good fit, as they say in certain circles. Let's take that out. So now we've got a Leuchtturm hardcover, and with the cover, many people will be pleased to know. This is an old one. I used it for morning pages. This is going back to 2020. What was I doing here? I don't know. This may be one of the reasons why you shouldn't look back at your morning pages. Blimey. A lot's changed in 5 years. See if we can slide this in. Let's get it roughly in the middle, because that would make the most sense to me. Slide it through this side. And I think the Lochby is probably large enough and substantial enough to take a hardcover notebook like this. I think the cover is a bit big, to be honest. I mean, it will fit and it will close. But it closed. It's even with the clasp. This bugs me that it's wider this end. It looks like it's wanting to burst open in its excitement. So undo the clasp. I think that's a bit too chunky. It's no surprise really, is it, considering it's got the hardcover on it. I think overall we'd have to say this Lochby Field Journal will take a wide variety of notebooks. So if you've got a preferred one, it's going to fit probably, even if you have to take the cover off. So that was the Lochby Field Journal. If you fancy one or any of the other products you've seen on the video today, there's a link in the description. What I'm going to do now is give this away to one of the channel members. If you fancy a channel membership with ad-free members-only content, click the link.